Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again this early morning with the 11 a.m. show. So make sure you do not forget. And these shows, 11 a.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. on a daily basis, Monday to Sunday or Monday to Monday. I mean, whichever way you want to put it. We're going to be looking at Mikel Arteta's press conference. He was speaking about, he spoke about a couple of things, especially Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the 4-4-2, and a bit of other. When you're winning, he really, you're really enjoying life. So we're gonna look at Mikel Arteta's press conference, in that regard, and then actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to him. After that, we're going to come and do a press conference reaction. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's have this.
It probably is the way we started, the way we played, the confidence that we showed, the rhythm, and efficiency as well in a reaction that we have to intervene, how we attack the opponent's half as well, and the goals we scored. So probably was, yeah.
You sprung a bit of a surprise by lining the team up in a 4-4-2 that really seemed to get the best out of the players, both in possession and out of it.
Well, we thought that they were going to play in a certain way, and we planned a game with the players that we thought could help them most, and could have good cohesion and link between them. And then it's up to the players, that the ones that did it.
Another fantastic atmosphere at the Emirates. Of course, you've spoken many times about the connection between the fans and the players. How much do we really start to see that bear fruit now?
I was extremely pleased with that, because I can now see that our supporters start to feel identified with what the team projects. And that's very pleasing, because at the end of the day, we play for them, and you have to find the right purpose to do so. And I think the players felt like that connection is well behind just scoring a goal or something else. It was right from the beginning, right to the end. And we can generate that every single time that we play. I mean, it's very powerful for us and very difficult for the opponent.
And when it's the youngest squad in the Premier League, how important is it that they've got that backing from the crowd?
But that builds confidence in the boys. As you mentioned, it's incredible, but we are the youngest team in this league. And many of the experiences that they're going through, they have never experienced them before. So the more positive they are, more confidence they're going to build. When a player is more confident, fulfills his potential much quicker and much better. And it only generates better atmosphere, and sometimes when you are in a good mood, you make better decisions.
And because they're young and they're growing up together, it feels like there's a huge bond in that group as well. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. The group age is a little bit closer, so they are experiencing most of them the same things, and they talk a lot about them. And then we have the senior players that they have to lead, and they have to take that role, and they're doing that in a different way. Leading is not is telling somebody what he needs to do. For me, it's about being able to transform that person, and not just with words, but with facts as well. And there are players now that on that pitch, you can tell that they are able to transmit something and change certain behavior, and change certain behaviors or attitude in other players, or be contagious. And for me, that's leadership.
And one of those leaders, of course, is over 7 goals in 9 games now for him this season. He's really coming back to his very best form.
That I wouldn't go to the goals. Again, is what Oba is transmitting on the pitch. I have never seen Oba transmitting on the pitch what he's transmitting now. Apart from the goal, the celebration when they put the balls in the net. You see the way he runs, the purpose when he's going to press the ball, when he's taking it, his movement, his link, how he's living the game. That is when he's changing the rest. Not when Oba is static and then he puts the ball in the net. I prefer this Oba.
And what do you put that down to then? Where's that coming from? Is that feeding off the energy of the crowd?
It's a click. It's a combination of realizing that his role has to go well behind that. And what it was good or very good a year, 2 years, or 3 years ago, now in his role in this team, in this club, is not enough. And he had to take a step forward. And I'm saying the same. Laka, look what he's doing. Look what he's transmitting, not just doing or playing, just transmitting. And for me, that's really, really important.
With Ogre and Laka, we see the smiles, we see the jokes, but you will have seen how hard they work behind the scenes on their game, even though they're one of the more senior members of the squad. So can you tell us a bit more about how seriously they take their responsibilities?
That's where I'm going. That they lead by example, and not only there, but as well in the training ground. And certain things, or a role that they could probably have 3 years ago in this squad, now is changed. And humans beings change their cells every 6 months. We have all new cells, and that's incredible. So we are able to adapt very quickly, and we can able to manipulate and change our minds very quickly as well. And I think they are doing that for the benefit of the club, but for sure for the benefit of themselves.
Sorry, that is Mikel Arteta speaking about, in his press conference, obviously speaking about Aubameyang and how the lads are hardworking and things like that. I'm personally one of those people who really, really, really like Aubameyang, and we are really going to dive into that press conference. I just wanted you to have a feel and listen and understand probably what it means to be an Arsenal fan, basically. There. But look, Mikel has spoken about a couple of things. We're gonna try to dive into them and see how true are his words. Because for me, he's one of those managers that really talk a lot and always have excuses and always have explanations in match press conferences. He really, really has, a lot to say in my press conferences. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well. So after that, after listening to, his press conference, let's try to break it down and see where exactly, do we, where exactly, should we put emphasis now? Speaking about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he said, "I've never seen Albert transmit what he's doing now." Arteta told the Arsenal media, and he said, "Apart from the goals, the celebration when they put the ball in the net, do you see the way he runs, the purpose he has to press the ball, and when he takes and when he takes it." His movement, his link, how he's leading the game. That is when he is changing the rest, not when he's static and then he puts the ball in the net. I prefer this kind of Aubameyang, and I think, Aubameyang has been through a lot as a player. We've got to accept that. We've got to agree to this. Aubameyang has gone through a lot as a player, be it the way. Be it the way he's been treated because of the goal drought, and him, and the striker as well. One of the hardest times you're ever gonna face as a striker is when you don't score goals. We know that. It's one of the hardest times you're gonna have as a striker, when you can't find the net. But I think we're seeing a different kind of Aubameyang. The recent two games have really spoken a lot about his ability to work hard and harder. I think the recent two games have been a very, 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 very big boost in his career, especially in trying to revamp his scoring form and his career. That performance he put in against Aston Villa, I think it was very, very hardworking, and it was a superb goal. But also, the performance he put in against Crystal Palace. We didn't win that game, but the goal he scored and his work rate, I think he's changed a lot. And for me, it's always been Aubameyang needs to score goals. That it has always been that. Aubameyang needs to score goals, whether we agree or not. We need to create for him more chances so that he can actually bury them. If we don't create more chances for him, if we don't give him the chances, he's never gonna score the goals we want him to score. So in that regard, I might agree with Mikel, a little bit. And he said, for me, it's a click. It's a combination that it's a combination that realizing that his role has to go well beyond that. What was good or very good 2-3 years ago with his role in this team at this club, it is not enough. He had to take a step forward. I would say the same with Laka. Look what he is transmitting, not just doing or playing, but he's transmitting. For me, that is really, really important. And he also said they lead by example, and not only them, but as well but as well at the training ground. Certain things, a role they could have had. A role they could have had 3 years ago in the squad. Now it has changed, and I think he's spot on. I think Mikel is spot on when he says that. I think the role of Aubameyang and Lacazette has really, really changed. And maybe I've never really thought about this, but could it be one of the reasons as to why our players have been affected? Probably because Aubameyang, Lacazette, they're playing in a bunch of kids. They're playing in they're the only. Aubameyang, Partey, Laka, and then you have Xhaka. I think their role has. I think they're semi-managers now. They're semi-managers in that Arsenal side. So I think the role of Aubameyang really changes now from only scoring goals to now helping step up the performance of other players on the pitch, but also helping other players to realize their potential. Speaking about leadership, I said leadership is being able to transform a person. That's according to Mikel. And he said the group edge of the squad is a little bit closer, so they are experiencing most of the same things, and they talk about it all the time. Then he said, then we have senior players that they have to lead, and they have to take that role, and they are doing it, in a different way. Leading is not telling someone what he needs to do. For me, it's being able to transform that person, and not just with words, but with facts and actions as well. And it says there are players now that that on that pitch that they are able to transmit something, and they change certain behaviors and attitudes in other players. That is contagious, and for me, that is leadership. Absolutely. I think it's a problem. It's still a big problem at Arsenal. I don't think we have real big, good leaders like, other clubs. I don't think we have the big, the real good leaders. But I think it's one of the things that are really, really affecting us. It's one of the things that are really, really affecting us. Getting good leaders in a side could actually help you, more than you could expect. He spoke about the 4-4-2 as well, and he said on the 4-4-2, he said it is on whether Friday night was the most complete performance of the season, and he said it is probably the way we started, the way we played, the confidence that we showed, the rhythm and the efficiency as well in every action, how we attacked the opponent's half, as well as the goals we scored. It was probably, yes, one of our best, complete performances. Look, I might agree. I might agree to some point. I think we'll have better performances in this season. Other than that, but I'm forced to agree that so far that has been our most beautiful and complete performance against Spurs. I think the second half was very, very dreadful. I also think we were. There was a lot of lack in that, in that win. But on Friday against Aston Villa, it was a complete performance with luck and everything combined. On lining up with the 4-4-2 formation, I said we thought that they were going to play in a certain way, and we planned with the players that we thought could help the most and have a good cohesion and link up and link between them. Then it's up to the players. They're the ones that did it. Of course, he's got to. You've got to give credit to your players when you change formation. It does two things. One, it's either acts in your favor, or it blows up. And if it blows up, you're gonna get a lot of stick and criticism for it. But when you get it right, it's absolutely that point when you just you're just over the top. On the connection between the players and the fans, and it bearing fruit now, he said I was extremely pleased with that, because I can now see that our supporters are starting to identify with what the team projects, and that is very, very pleasing, because at the end of the day we play for them, and you have to find the right purpose to do so. On the youngest squad, on being the youngest squad in the Premier League, and having that backing from the crowd, he said that builds the confidence in the boys. It's incredible that we are the youngest team in the league, and many of the experiences they are going through, they have never experienced before. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy Arsenal being the youngest side. It's really, really crazy Arsenal being the youngest side. But again, for me, it's all about what you can accomplish with the side, what we can get with our side. Apart from that, that has been Mikel Arteta's press conference. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Make sure you smash a like on the video and do subscribe to the channel as well.